let's see here. I think option C will be correct. What do you think, all of you? Please respond, otherwise this will be a non-interactive.
Yes, ma'am, because in second transfer of genetic material will take place in
Yes.
sexual, and progeny have some resemblance, means asexual reproduction will occur.
No, beta, it's applicable. See what they say. Select the
Ma'am,
option
means
that are true for
yes, ma'am,
both
both
sexual and
asexual and
asexual.
sexual.
So transfer of genetic material occur to in case of asexual also, no? Don't you think in case of asexual reproduction also transfer of genetic material occur?
Yes,
Yes
ma'am,
or
it can
no?
occur, but identical is not there.
And will have some resemblance to that is also applicable for sexual and asexual. In case of
Yes, ma'am.
asexual, it is true copy. In case of sexual, it is having some resemblance. So C option will be applicable to both. If you wish, I can actually I wanted you to have a look into this NCERT Exemplar. It is a very good source of this questions available for board preparation. So later on, I will share with you some books also, which are also found very helpful in preparation of board. Acha, I just want to clarify how many of you are from CBSE, how many of you are from Gujarat board? Can Gujarat board students raise their hand? So, Kausha, Priyanshi, okay. It's almost 50-50 percentage of Guru.
Option A.
Option A. Offspring do not possess exact copies of DNA. Yes, option A is correct. 100% correct. But I want to specifically direct questions to people. This way, one person will answer, other will keep quiet. So I will ask my next question. That is question number 3 to Abhi. Abhi, am I audible, beta? I want you to answer question number 3. Are you there, Abhi? Are you there, Abhi? Okay, I don't know. Then Dish, can you answer this question, or Mishka?
Yes, ma'am. I think it should be answer number.
Asexual method
Ma'am,
of
B.
reproduction.
B.
That is all eukaryotes and some prokaryotes. Binary fission is common between amoeba as well as to some other like
Protozoa.
prokaryotes also, like protozoa as well as bacteria. Let's who is going to answer this question number 3rd? Third is done. Fourth question number.
Ma'am, in fourth question, we have to select right answers or wrong answers.
Look into the question. Let's have a look into the question. A few statements with regard to sexual reproduction are given below. Rest of the question I will display here. Choose the correct statements from the options below. Let me adjust it in a way so that you can see. Now you answer.
Ma'am, sexual reproduction generally involves gametic fusion, second
Yes.
option, and the third option.
So I can see one person only answering once again. Mishka, can you answer this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Which option? A, B, C, D. Out of these four, which option do you think is correct?
Second and third.
Second and third. C, sexual reproduction involves gametic fusion. Meiosis never occurred during sexual reproduction. Do you think second and third is correct? In sexual reproduction, meiosis never occurred. Yes, Priyanshi?
Ma'am, first and second.
I think Priyanshi is correct. That is first and second. How is it possible with sexual reproduction without meiosis, Vishka? Vish?
Ma'am, but in first, it is told that does not always require two individuals. Ma'am, but two parents are involved in sexual reproduction.
No, beta. If a bisexual parent is present there, yesterday only I taught you, no? Two sexes are required, है ना?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
See, we need. These are questions which are really tricky. I know that, but that's the point itself to make you have a look into the types of question you can face. So let's see the fifth one. I will tell who is going to answer. Shyama, can you please answer the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Bolo.
Ma'am, option D.
What do you think, others? Deesh, Mishka, what do you think? Shama is telling correct answer? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
then answer.
Yes, ma'am.
A multicellular filamentous alga exhibits a type of sexual life cycle in which the meiotic division occurs after formation of zygote. The adult filamentous alga has. Yesterday only I taught you, no, two types of life cycle is possible: haploid and diploid.
Haploid and diploid.
So which one do you think is the case where zygotic meiosis takes place? I explained to you that there is a procedure of zygotic meiosis.
Yes, ma'am. Zygote to embryo. No. from their means
As they are haploid organisms, after fusion of gamete, what happens is they need to what I can say, they need to go for meiosis to reduce their chromosome number. That's what the challenge is. Okay, so that is how the option, the adult filament of this alga will have haploid vegetative cell and haploid gametangia. So the option that will be correct will be option number B. Okay. Now the next question is directed towards Gia. Gia or Kosha, you can answer the next question. Male gametes of rice plant have 12 chromosomes in their nucleus. You need to tell me the zygote and the cells of seedling. Female gamete में कितने chromosome number रहेंगे? A, B, C, D. Which option do you think is correct?
Ma'am, option C.
Very good. It is option C because female gamete will be haploid, both the other things will be diploid. You people know about Kahoot? As a revision of after completion of one chapter, there is a website called Kahoot. We can use it for playing quizzes. So that like in that what happens is I will put a question paper. All of you will start solving it and on a screen it will be displayed that who is going to win the quiz game. And we can have the first ranker, second ranker and third ranker. It's a kind of fun. Kahoot quiz. We will play sometime. Let's go to this question. I want Mahi to answer this. Mahi or Yesha? Next question, beta. Question number 7. Mahi? Yes, Dish, you can say I know beta, but like I want to hear from these students. Mahi, can you answer please? Yesha? Siddharth?
Ma'am,
Yes, Mahi.
ma'am, answer B.
Answer B. Question number 1 and 2. The male and female gametes are formed and released simultaneously. Only a few gametes are released into the medium. In external fertilization, yesterday only we discussed now. In external fertilization, we need to have release of many gametes, isn't it?
ma'am in answer B it is first and third option.
Okay, huh. It is water is the medium for majority exhibiting. Yes, then it's correct. It is answer is B. Okay. Because fourth one is incorrect. Because internal fertilization, if it is, then the chances of survival is better. The statement given below describes certain features. Like I want now Yesha or Siddhant to answer this question. And after that, we will see the video. Siddhant, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Answer this question, question number 8. Question number 8.
I don't think I know. Hello?
Pistil and stamen. Acha, chalo. You have doubt regarding pistil and stamen. No problem. Anyone, Mishka, you wanted to answer, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Bolo.
Ma'am, answer A.
So answer A will be pistil may choose the statement that are true from the options below. Pistil may reproduce more than one seed. Yes. You have seen plants like am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have seen
Yes, ma'am.
plants like chili and all. You can see that in their case the fruit is having more than one seed. Then each carpel may have more than one ovule. Each carpel has only one ovule. It's not correct always. Pistil have only one carpel. It's not always. So I think which option is correct? Mishka, option A, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So with this, we are done with the today's Viva. We will move ahead. First of all, we will see the video. We have seen the video last time for only the initial part, that is cutting. We observed that how in case of cutting, there is cutting of the stem, and while cutting, it's not a novice job. One need to have a practiced hand. Why practiced hand, beta? Because they need to choose the ideal age of the stem, ideal size of the stem, so that what I can say, they can have a ideal growth. Now nowadays we have better facilities. We can promote better root growth in cuttings. How we do that? We do that by application of hormones. You know that auxin is a hormone which is responsible to promote root growth. So what they do in the cut area, they add up some kind of auxins like indole acetic acid, IAA, IBA, or NAA, and then they can have a faster growth of root. So I will share the screen. Wait for a moment.
Forming new roots and shoots. Sometimes
Wait for a moment.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Stay on top of
documents and more without having to stay put. Whether you're working on your computer or on your phone.
In which a part of the plant's body is separated from the parent and gives to a new individual without any obvious changes.
Is the screen visible and sound audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed.
In the protoplast. Regeneration of new plants from parts of vegetative organs is called vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation. In artificial vegetative propagation, a portion is detached from the body of the mother plant and is then grown independently. Artificial propagation is usually done for quick production of new plants and to retain the qualities of the mother plant. This is usually carried out by 3 ways: cutting, layering, and grafting. Cutting is the most common method of vegetative propagation practiced by gardeners all over the world. A portion of root, stem, or leaf, known as cutting, is taken and rooted in the soil, which develops into a new plant. Stem cuttings are most suitable for vegetative propagation as they readily establish themselves into independent plants by forming adventitious roots at the lower nodes and shoots from the axillary buds above the soil. Sugarcane, roses, grapes, tapioca, coleus, bougainvillea, carnations, and several other plants are largely propagated by stem cuttings. The length and the diameter of the cutting, age of the parent plant, and the season are important in propagation by stem cuttings. The rooting medium can be soil, sand, vermiculite, or any other substance. The selection of rooting medium is done based on its easiness for planting, subsequent removal of rooted cuttings, and its capacity to hold sufficient moisture and aeration. Stem cuttings which are 10 to 15 centimeters long can be taken from any part of the main stem or its branches. When cuttings are taken from the current year growth, which are often green, they are called softwood cuttings, while the cuttings which are taken from the older parts of the stem, application of growth hormones like IAA, be practiced on many fruit trees and ornamental plants whose cuttings do not induced on branches promote rooting on cuttings. Root cuttings of lemon, tamarind, etc., when put into moist soil, sprout, forming new roots and shoots. Sometimes, cuttings of many plants do not readily form roots. In such cases, the second way of artificial propagation, that is, layering, is practiced to induce rooting.
Monster Math presents Addition Below 10. Okay, class, let's begin.
By layering, roots are induced on branches still attached to the parent plant. Layering is commonly practiced in many fruit trees and ornamental plants whose cuttings do not easily root. The two important methods of layering are mound layering and air layering. The technique of mound layering is practiced in jasmine, strawberry, apple, etc. The lower branch of the plant is bent down, close to the ground and covered with moist soil in such a way that its growing tip remains above the soil surface. This bent branch is called a layer. After a few days, the covered portion of the stem usually produces adventitious roots. The rooted branch is then cut off from the parent plant and grown as an independent plant. The formation of adventitious roots in a layer can be hastened by injuring the layer by tonguing, ringing, or notching. In tonguing, an oblique upwards cut is made on the stem. In ringing, a complete ring of bark, about 2 centimeters wide, is removed from the stem, whereas in notching, a V-shaped cut is given somewhere through the middle of the stem. Air layering technique, also known as goutte, is usually employed in those plants where stem branches cannot be bent to the ground. Pomegranate, orange, guava, lychee, etc. are the examples of such plants. The stem is girdled, that is, a ring of bark tissue is removed or slit at an upward angle and then covered with moist moss or cotton and wrapped with a polythene bandage to prevent drying. In drier climate, An earthen pot with a hole at the bottom is hanged over the bandage in a convenient position, and the two are connected by a soft cotton cord. The pot is then filled with water. Water, when trickles down the cord, keeps the bandage constantly moist. Oxens may be applied to the girdle region to promote the root formation. Adventitious roots are formed above the girdle portion. After rooting, the stem is cut off below the girdle portion and planted in the soil. Before planting, leaves are usually removed from the stem to prevent transpiration. The third way of artificial propagation is grafting. It is the process of joining together parts of two different plants in such a manner that they
So
live
I
in
just
one.
want to know, all of you understood the process of layering? Is it clear to all? I think I can describe so that you saw something, and then if I'm describing, it will be more clear to you. So let me talk about the layering. See, what happens is in cutting, when you are doing procedure of cutting, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess I'm clearly audible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happens, beta, when I am detaching one stem branch from the main plant, this is not at all connected with the main branch. So it's of its own. So this stem branch, when I am putting it inside soil, it will have obviously a few leaves attached. Those leaves will help it to have food synthesis and all, but roots are not there. So for all types of plants, synthesis of direct root and survival of that plant is not easy after being detached from the main plant. So the plants in case of whose regeneration capacity is too good, that is mango plants and then rose, hibiscus plant, for them this cutting option is used. In some cases, if it is not possible, then we need to find about some alternative where root is developed into somewhere when it is connected to the main plant. So what we do, basically we will bend one of the stem and make it go underground. Consider this is the main plant. We will bend one of the stem of the main plant and we will bury a part of it under soil. So what happens is, till the time root is developed, it is connected to the main plant. So there is no problem of deprivation of nutrients and all. Once you can see that root is well developed, then you can remove this soil layer. You can cut it from here and you can utilize this part as a new plant, because now it is having leaves as well as roots developed. This type of layering where it is kept under soil is called mound layering. It is called mound layering. Now what happens in Goti? In case of Goti, we don't bury it under soil, because in some cases the branches may not be that much flexible कि हम उसको twist करके we can bury it under soil. So what is the next option available? What we do is, with one of the branches of the main tree, we remove the outer hard layer. Why we remove the outer hard layer? Because by removal of that, plant will take it as a challenge to develop. So after removal, they add some moist cotton or something here. Why this moist cotton or this is used? Because it will ensure that air can pass through that layer, and it will also ensure that if you are adding some kind of growth regulator or water, those should be, so this part, the part in which outer layer is removed, should be soaked with that cotton or those parts. After that, we cover it up with a plastic. Generally, nowadays, beta, various high quality plastics used for this uh, uh, air layering, or this is having another name called goti. We use thin film plastic which is having aeration, which allows the oxygen and carbon dioxide to pass but doesn't allow the infection. This tightening of plastic should not be too like harsh. You need obviously specialized equipped hands to do this. हम तुम करने की कोशिश करोगे तो like we may not be successful at the first time. So what they do is they actually kind of put it lightly. After some time, you will be able to see that roots are developed. Once the root is developed, they remove this part, and then again the same procedure. Roots are developed here. So they cut this plant, get it detached from the main plant, and then this part can be used for propagation. Is it clear to all of you? I guess. Anyone, any doubt? Siddhant, Yesha, Priyanshi, Mahi. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we will see the last method, beta, that is called grafting. So grafting, what is grafting? Let us have a look at what is grafting. Then again I will explain. Why I am repeating these facts? See, this chapter is very simple one, and I don't want you people to read hard and fast. If you have a look into it, you understand, you will remember forever. It will not be a problem for you to remember this. Sure. Let's have a look into this video. We are talking about grafting.
Grafting of plants is a widely used technique in horticulture to multiply the desired genotypes in mango, citrus, apple, pear, guava, among others. A portion of the plant is inserted into another plant of the same species, or a compatible plant of different species or even genera. Of the two plants, the one rooted in the soil is known as stalk, and the other grafted on it as scion. When the cambium of the stalk plant comes into physical contact with the cambium of
Okay, class, who would like to do problem 3 on the board? Please don't be me.
of the scion, both form new xylem and phloem simultaneously. Consequently, the stalk and scion become united and grow as one plant. It is the scion which largely determines the type of plant one gets after grafting, although the stalk may also have some influence. Before grafting, stalk or scion, or both, are dipped in an oxygen solution. This promotes an early union. The two main types of grafting are scion grafting and bud grafting. In scion grafting, the stalk may be only a root or a stump, and the scion may be a small shoot bearing one or more buds. Scion grafting is used to produce composite plants of economic benefits. The scion is obtained from a plant with superior characters. Stalk is derived from a plant or any other plant part. Roses nearly the same diameter. Almost of the same diameters of 1 to 1.5 centimeters are given oblique cuts of 5 to 8 centimeters long, followed by a notch in the scion. The notch is made in such a way that it exactly fits into the stalk. The scion is then inserted into the stalk and tied firmly. all buds are removed from the stalk but retained on the scion. In the second type of scion grafting, that is, wedge grafting, the stalk and scion are of nearly the same diameter. A V-shaped notch is made in the stalk, while the scion is cut like a wedge. The scion is then inserted into the stalk, and the two are tied firmly. In crown grafting, which is the third type of scion grafting, the diameter of the stalk is several times greater than that of the scion. Thus, many scions can be grafted on a single stalk. The lower ends of the scions are cut into long wedges and are inserted into the cuts made on the stalk. They are then tied firmly, and the wound is sealed with grafting wax. The second type of grafting is bud grafting. In this type, the scion consists of only a single bud accompanied with a portion of the living tissue. A T-shaped incision is made in the bark of the stalk. The bark is then gently raised on edges and the scion is inserted into the incision. It is then firmly fastened with strings. The bud germinates after some time and becomes a part of the new plant. Roses, peaches, and some other fruit trees are propagated by using bud grafting. Tissue culture techniques are now being used for effective vegetative propagation of several horticultural and agricultural crops. These techniques of
So I would like to talk about grafting. Acha, can you people let me know that plants reproduce by themselves, no? Then why we require the vegetative propagation methods? Can anyone answer this question? What are the advantages of vegetative propagation methods?
Fast growth.
Fast growth. Can you say yes? One point can be said as a fast growth. Another point. Consider in case of mango plant, you can have a sexual reproduction. You will get the seed, that seed you can plant and you can get new mango plant. Isn't it? फिर क्यों हम vegetative propagation करें इसका? What is the benefit?
Ma'am, it produces a same parent.
Yes. Same parent name, it produces offsprings with same genetic makeup. So what is the advantage of having offspring with the same genetic makeup? If a plant can go for sexual reproduction, हम क्यों उसको vegetative करवा रहे हैं? उससे क्या फायदा है? बोलो. Any advantage of having vegetative reproduction?
Seedless.
Seedless is something else, beta. Seedless, we will talk about this also in this chapter. It's not about seedless. Consider, I tell you what is the reason why we want to go for artificial vegetative reproduction. Consider there is a mango plant whose taste of mango is very good. Okay. Now, if that plant is going for sexual reproduction, there will be shuffling of character during gamete production. What do you think? Will there be shuffling of characters? During meiosis, there is crossing over, na beta? You studied in grade 11?
Yes, ma'am.
So what will happen? अगर शफलिंग होगा तो जरूरी नहीं है कि पेरेंट्स से जो बच्चे होंगे दे विल बी हैविंग सेम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. समटाइम्स इट इज ऑब्जर्व्ड इन ह्यूमन ना कि माँ बाप बहुत अच्छा कुछ करते हैं, बच्चे में वो कैरेक्टर नहीं है. There are possibilities because in sexual reproduction during meiosis there is crossing over which is responsible for variation. But variation हमेशा अच्छा हो जरूरी नहीं है. Variation अच्छा भी हो सकता है, बुरा भी हो सकता है. तो we think from the selfish point of view of harvest quality and quantity. हम तो यही सोचते हैं कि भाई हमें ज्यादा अमाउंट का मैंगो मिले और ज्यादा क्वालिटी का मैंगो मिले. We are least interested about variation of mango plants ना. तो obviously if you are going for vegetative reproduction then the same quality or quantity of yield is possible in case of plants. That's why this whole aim of artificial vegetative propagation in plants is to produce offspring with the same genetic makeup so that superior qualities can be established throughout the generations. Okay, is it clear to all of you? And third reason, can anyone tell me the third reason? If we are using tissue culture, then we can produce plants throughout the year. Okay, so why? Because tissue culture lab is AC lab, where we can control temperature, we can control humidity, we can control the light amount. Okay, so what will happen? As you can control all these parameters, क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि बाहर गर्मी का मौसम है या ठंडी का मौसम है? अंदर तो जो मौसम मैं चाहूँ वही मौसम रहने वाला है. तो मैं थ्रू आउट द ईयर जितनी बार भी चाहूँ मैं प्लांट्स प्रोड्यूस कर सकती हूँ. So these are the added advantages of vegetative propagation. I hope I am clear to all of you. Nakshatra, understood beta?
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
there, Nakshatra? Chalo. So now we will talk about grafting. You saw the video. I wanted you to see the video so that you understand. Basically in grafting we are fusing two plants. One plant is having the part of root. The one which is having part of root is known as stalk. And the one which is having part of shoot is called scion. So then why question comes into mind कि भाई क्यों हम ऐसे दो plants को मिला के खिचड़ी इसकी बनाएं? What is the point? Can anyone answer? Why we go for grafting? What is the advantage of grafting? क्यों करें हम?
उसमें varieties मिलेंगी और.
Very good. So that we can have varieties. I tell you one example. You know, previously it was the idea कि grapes अगर है तो वो नासिक में ही मिलेगा, महाराष्ट्र में ही मिलेगा. You cannot cultivate grapes at everywhere. Nowadays we are able to successfully cultivate grapes almost in similar topographic region of all states. कैसे possible हुआ है? The main problem is the cultivar of grapes or the plant of grape which are having what I can say which yield grape are very happy plants. सूखी plants होते हैं ना, उनको थोड़ी सी भी soil की pH ज्यादा हो गई कम हो गई वो grow नहीं करेंगे. टेम्परेचर ज्यादा कम हो गया वो ग्रो नहीं करेंगे. इस वजह से हम ग्रेप्स को सब जगह कल्टीवेट ही नहीं कर पा रहे. So what they did, they took local variety of grape-like plants as a stock. अब अगर तुम ये स्टॉक को ले लोगे, इफ यू आर थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस स्टॉक, दे डोंट हैव एबिलिटी टू ईट. दिस स्टॉक is very good at getting adjusted with the external condition. They are very strong in fighting back the diseases, but their grapes they are producing are very bitter in taste, so we cannot eat them. And scion, the upper part, is very good at yielding grapes, but it is very sukhi kind of plant, so even if there is slight change in something, they are gone, they die, or they don't give you product. So by grafting, what we are doing, we are combining them. How we are combining them? Is there any change in genetic constitution of these parts? This is the next question that is coming into my mind. What do you think, Miksha? Siona stock का genetic constituent change हो जाएगा बेटा? Mishka, are you there बेटा? हाँ बोलो. Do you think by simply putting them together, the genetic constitution of scion and stalk will change? You are not audible clearly. Dish, can you answer?
Yes, no, ma'am, it will not change.
And it is not expected to be changed. But what happens is there is formation of a tissue connection between them. उनके बीच में एक tissue connection बन जाएगा जिससे both of them will be connected. So what I will have? I will have combination of two varieties in a plant. So basically what we will have? We will have combination of two varieties. But genetic makeup of each and individual variety will be same. Apart from that, what are the second advantage we have? We can have plants which have resistance to climate or resistance to consider a plant get easily affected by the soil fungal infection. हम वही variety का दूसरा like वही species का दूसरा plant ले लेते हैं which is having resistance, we will take it as a stock, और scion ऊपर वाले plant का लेके we can have a combined plant. So that's all about the three types of artificial vegetative reproduction. I guess it is clear to you. Once you give me the green signal, then I will go for the next procedure that is called tissue culture. Is it understood by all? Siddhant, what do you think?
Yes, ma'am.
Chal. We will move ahead. I have a general question want to ask. Are you people enjoying my lecture or kind of understanding? Any
Yes, ma'am.
suggestion from your side?
Yes, ma'am.
Always see, I am teaching for you people. Feel comfortable first of all. We know that it is online platform, so you may feel कि यार online में तो कहाँ teacher सामने मिलते नहीं है. Trust me, we teachers also feel the same. But now we don't have option. तो फिर वो उसको लेके दुखी होके कोई फायदा नहीं है. Feel comfortable and you can ask me doubt anytime. चलो. Now today we are going to talk about something very important that is called tissue culture. So what is tissue culture? Have you ever heard about this word tissue culture? Tissue culture क्या चीज है? So let's see what is tissue culture. Tissue culture is basically growing tissue in vitro. Have you ever heard about this word in vitro? In vitro, ever heard about this word? In vitro.
Yes, ma'am.
What do we mean by in vitro? It should be always under
Yes,
italics.
ma'am.
Okay. Italics. Why it is? It should be. I don't know what is wrong. Wait for a moment. There must be some problem. I am not like underlining it. I don't know why it is not getting underlined. But understand this should be always in italics. In vitro means in lab condition. Okay. So what is the benefit of having tissue culture? Obviously, it is very costly, no, to have tissue culture. Then also we are doing it in the lab. Can anyone tell me what is the benefit? हम तो कटिंग ग्राफ्टिंग से मैनेज कर रहे थे ना, टिश्यू कल्चर की क्यों जरूरत है? Why we require tissue culture? I told you a few benefits. One is plants produced by this method will have same genetic makeup of parents. First. Second advantage is high number of plants can be produced. High number of plants can be produced in less time. And third, obviously, plants can be produced throughout the year. So, what are the requirements of tissue culture? What do you think? We will be requiring to growing some plant in vitro. Anyone? Any idea? क्या-क्या सही होगा हमें? अगर उसको बाहर हमें ग्रो करना नहीं है, उसको लैब में ग्रो करना है तो? Class, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
जिया, बोलो, क्या चाहिए? सालवी, you can speak also बेटा. क्या चाहिए? प्लांट्स को भी ग्रो होने के लिए क्या-क्या चाहिए? सोचो प्लांट फोटोसिंथेटिक है, तो आपको क्या-क्या देना पड़ेगा प्लांट्स को?
Sunlight.
अगर वो लैब में है तो सनलाइट तो नहीं दे सकते, लाइट दे सकते हैं, है ना? जनरली लाइट्स ऑफ स्पेसिफिक इंटेंसिटी इज यूज्ड. चलो लाइट दिया आपने, दूसरा आपको क्या देना पड़ेगा? Yes, Dish, I saw you raising hand, beta.
Ma'am, water.
Chalo, water will be required. Very good. We need to give them a nutrient media. Okay. Now you may have question कि मैं nutrient media में क्यों दे रहा हूँ? प्लांट तो ऑटोट्रॉफिक है, उसको मैं लाइट दे रहा हूँ. So obviously by using light it can like produce its food. उसको मुझे nutrient media क्यों देना है? Do you know plants are taking what are the things plants taking from soil? क्या लेता है प्लांट सॉइल में से? Any idea? सॉइल से क्या-क्या लेता है प्लांट? अरे ये तो बहुत छोटे बच्चों की क्वेश्चन हो गई, बोलो फटाफट। सॉइल से क्या लेता है प्लांट? थ्रू रूट प्लांट सॉइल में से क्या लेता है माही? चलो सिद्धार्थ, यू कैन आंसर बेटा।
हेलो।
हाँ, क्या क्या लेता है वो सॉइल से प्लांट्स?
एक मिनट।
दीश, कैन यू आंसर?
फॉस्फोरस, पोटेशियम एंड नाइट्रोजन।
ये तो हो गया बट बहुत कम है बेटा। We need to answer not only phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen. You must have heard about micronutrients and macronutrients, isn't it? Macronutrients. जैसे के ट्रेस एलिमेंट पढ़े तो हो आप, आई थिंक इन ग्रेड 11 यू स्टडीड कि कुछ कुछ एलिमेंट्स प्लांट्स को बहुत कम अमाउंट में चाहिए, दे आर कॉल्ड माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स। फॉर एग्जांपल मॉलिब्डेनम, कॉपर, बट कुछ कुछ ज्यादा अमाउंट में चाहिए, फॉर एग्जांपल एमोनियम, magnesium, aluminium. So these are all, or I can say macronutrients. If you don't understand, then we can use the word minerals. Apart from soil, plants are taking minerals from the soil. तो टिश्यू कल्चर में तो प्लांट को तुम सॉइल में तो ग्रो नहीं करोगे, you will give it a medium. So obviously in that medium you need to add the micro and macro elements. What you need to do add is sugar. अब ये शुगर क्यों तुम दे रहे हो? अगेन आई एम कमिंग बैक टू द सेम क्वेश्चन कि अगर वो फोटोसिंथेटिक है तो उसको शुगर क्यों देना है? तुमको अगर किसी बच्चे से अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस चाहिए बोर्ड के स्टूडेंट से, तुमको क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसको खिला पिला के अच्छे से रेडी करना पड़ेगा ना। उसको जो जो चीजें चाहिए वो सब देनी पड़ेगी, उसको कोई भी तकलीफ नहीं होने देना पड़ेगा, सो दैट ही कैन कंसंट्रेट कंप्लीटली ऑन स्टडीज। देखना घर पे जैसे ही बच्चा 10th 12th में आ जाता है, मम्मी पापा थोड़े स्पेसिफिक हो जाते हैं, नहीं नहीं बेटा कोई जरूरत नहीं, तू ये मत कर, तू बस पढ़ाई कर। This speaks like this. So similarly, अगर मैं चाहती हूँ कि थ्रू आउट द ईयर एक छोटे से प्लांट से मैं हजारों प्लांट्स बना सकती हूँ, तो ऑब्वियसली वी नीड टू गिव देम सम बेनिफिट। तो वी कैन नॉट थिंक कि वो फोटोसिंथेसिस अपनी तरीके से करेंगे, दैट्स व्हाई वी ऐड सम अमाउंट ऑफ शुगर। एंड थर्ड थिंग इज, हम उसमें प्रोपगेशन करने के लिए वी नीड टू ऐड प्लांट ग्रोथ हार्मोन्स। Okay, apart from nutrient medium, we need to give them temperature control, okay, we need to give them aseptic condition. Aseptic condition means environment where there is less chances of infection. Or last but not least, you need to give them proper humidity control. सोचो कितना खर्चा आता होगा, बट लेट मी टेल यू एक मजेदार फैक्ट मुझे बतानी है बेटा। एक सिंगल प्लांट की छोटी सी ब्रांच में से, ब्रांच भी नहीं, एक छोटे से प्लांट के टुकड़े में से हम हजारों प्लांट्स बना सकते हैं। यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ टिश्यू कल्चर। एक छोटा सा प्लांट का टुकड़ा अगर हम हाथ में ले ले, सो फ्रॉम दैट वी कैन प्रिपेयर 1000 प्लांट्स बाय यूजिंग टिश्यू कल्चर। सो दिस मच कॉस्ट इज अफोर्डेबल देन। नाउ व्हाई वी रिक्वायर दिस aseptic condition? Consider you prepared a medium for the plant to grow on that. अब उसमें फंगस आ गया, फंगस तो उसका सारा खाना खा जाएगा, तुमने जो इतना पैसा खर्चा किया वो तो वेस्ट हो गया ना। दैट्स व्हाई हम क्या करते हैं, असेप्टिक कंडीशन रखते हैं, ताकि जो प्लांट को हमें ग्रो करना है सिर्फ और सिर्फ वही ग्रो करे, उसके अलावा कोई भी दूसरा ऑर्गेनिज्म वहां आके उसकी ग्रोथ को अफेक्ट ना करे। ठीक है? So now we will, I guess, am I is it clear to all of you the requirement and everything about tissue culture? Jia, Kausha.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will see the video then, and then we can proceed further. Tomorrow in our class we will learn about the asexual reproduction methods of other organisms. Okay, binary fission, regeneration, what are they that we are going to study next. So let's have a look into the video of tissue culture.
Propagation, which involves
Is the screen visible and sound is audible, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, चलो.
all cell, tissue, and organ culture are collectively called micropropagation. In recent years, the technique of tissue culture is being increasingly employed to raise a large number of plantlets from a small tissue. The advantage of this over the conventional techniques is that in a relatively short time and space, a large number of plants can be produced. For micropropagation, axillary buds, shoot, apices, or any other plant part can be used as an explant. Virus-free plants can be produced if shoot, apical, meristems of about 0.25 millimeters long with 1 or 2 leaf primordia are inoculated. Explants are properly sterilized when collected from the field. Multiple shoots can be obtained by inducing callus. Plants produced in culture are carefully transferred to the soil. They are planted first in vermiculite and kept under high humidity for 10 to 15 days, and then gradually taken to the greenhouse and can be transferred to the soil after 4 to 6 weeks. Direct regeneration of shoots can be achieved from the explant without the intervening stage of callus tissue. Any explant, shoot, leaf, cotyledon, hypocotyls, etc. can be made to differentiate as shoot buds, which can be made to root on a rooting medium, thereby producing the whole plant. Tissue culture techniques are being commercially used for micropropagation of orchids, carnation, gladiolus, chrysanthemum.
Grammarly helps you do this. It helps you rewrite full sentences to improve clarity
And many other ornamental plants. This technique is also useful in producing healthy plants in several important crops like potato, tapioca, and sugarcane. Thus, vegetative propagation is a rapid, easier, and less expensive method of multiplying plants which have poor seed viability or prolonged seed dormancy. It also makes possible the propagation of plants like banana, seedless grapes, oranges, rose, etc. that have lost their capacity to produce seeds through sexual reproduction. Plants raised through vegetative propagation are the exact genetic copies of the parent showing same characters. Such a population of genetically identical plants derived from an individual is called a clone. Artificial vegetative propagation provides excellent methods of propagation of desirable varieties of economically important plants with the least attention and in the shortest time. Yield of fruits can be increased by grafting high-yielding varieties and stocks of the varieties which have low yield but are better adapted to a particular region. Micropropagation is useful in raising disease-free plants. However, vegetative propagation requires technical expertise. Since vegetative propagated plants do not have taproots, such plants are easily uprooted in storms. Besides, it does not involve meiosis and the fusion of gametes. Hence, this process is not helpful in developing new varieties. In spite of a few drawbacks, vegetative propagation is a widely used technique in horticulture which helps to develop desirable varieties of fruits, flowers, and crops of great economic value.
So I guess we had a nice visual of the vegetative propagation. I hope you people don't have any doubt. Anyone any doubt? So basically what we do in tissue culture. See, in tissue culture we take kind of plant part. Consider this is a whole grown plant. What they do take that stem cutting. So after taking this stem cutting, what they do is they go for washing of that stem cutting. Washing and sterilization. Why we need to sterilize it? Again, because if we want plant to grow, not anything else. I think I need to so once the sterilization and washing procedure is done, then what we do, we put this inside a medium. Consider this is the test tube inside which medium is there. I told you medium will have all growth regulators, sugar, minerals and everything. And then we cover it with cotton. So now this is isolated. There is no further chance of infection. Upon the activity of growth regulator, this plant will produce multiple copies of it. For example, how? This shingle shoot will multiply. For multiplication, generally, specific growth regulator, that is cytokinin, is given. So from this one plant, you will have chote, various plants will be there. Small plants. Pure from one cutting, you can get up to 1,000 small cuttings. Now you need to separate all these cuttings and put it inside a test tube and keep each of them for rooting. So you get roots. Obviously, as mentioned in the video, it is a tap root. It's not a tap root system. It is a fibrous root. But then also, if we go for number, after this we put them inside pot. Directly हम soil में डालेंगे, it will die क्योंकि अब तक इसको हमने बहुत संभाल के रखा है. Immediately if we are shifting it into soil, it will die. पहले उसको test tube से निकाल के we put it inside vermicelli or sand. We allow it to grow and finally we put it inside the soil. I personally can speak a lot about tissue culture. We can spend lectures, but I don't want because it's a small part present in your syllabus. I am a tissue culturist. As I said, my name is Dr. Ananya Das. In my PhD, during my PhD research, I have done tissue culture. Okay, so basic advantage of tissue culture, once again I am repeating, low time, high number of plants, no change in the characteristics and throughout the season. If I want to produce Kashmiri apples in Ahmedabad, I can do. I don't require the climate like Kashmir. Okay, but the disadvantage is it is very costly. You require a lab setup. You require specialized trained people. Normal people cannot go for tissue culture. You need to be training yourself once and then only you can go for tissue culture. So with this we are done with the vegetative propagation of plant. Anyone any doubt, beta? So tomorrow we will look into the different asexual reproductions. Is it all right? I want all of you to go through your textbook and come up with some doubts if you have. Is it all right for all of you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Then unless you have anything, any doubt to ask, you don't have any doubt? You first time I think studied in detail about tissue culture. Any doubt, anyone? I told you that you require aseptic condition for culturing these plants. So can you touch them with hand? What do you think? You can touch them with your hand, tissue cultured plants? Yes or no? Can you, while you are inoculating plants, can you touch them with your hand? While you are putting plants into the growth medium, can you touch them with your hand? Do you think there will be a scope of infection if you are touching them with your hand? What do you think, Dish?
Ma'am, I think no, ma'am, because for growing the plant, certain bacteria are used, so that's why.
No, bacteria are not used. We don't want any bacteria to be there, isn't it? Because then bacteria will eat up the medium provided by you. And it will cause harm to the plant. For growing plant, we only require plant. We require only nutrient medium. Okay, but the thing is that we cannot allow other infectious substance to be there. Consider करो तुम्हारी मम्मी तुम्हारे लिए खाना बना रही है and she is preparing food solely for you. अगर वहां आके दूसरा बच्चा तुम्हारे खाने का आधा हिस्सा खा ले तो will you be properly nutrition? तुम्हें प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिशन मिलेगा क्या? नहीं मिलेगा ना. तो तुमने मीडिया में तो कैलकुलेट करके दिया है कि ये तुम्हारे प्लांट्स को मिल रहा है. So you search more about tissue culture, very interesting part, and lots of scopes are there. As a biologist, if you want to go for it as a career of tissue culture, is lot many scopes are there. Dekhna, there is a machine called laminar airflow, inside which they put the plants into the soil and into the medium via some special equipment called laminar airflow. ठीक है, so that is why tissue culture is so special. You get better benefit, but you need to be very specific, and it's a very costly method. Someday, once our syllabus is at high gear, I will share you the true videos of tissue culture lab. I can even show my PhD thesis photographs to you, that how a tissue culture lab is. Okay. So as you people don't have any further doubt, I'm closing the call here. We will meet tomorrow and continue with the other methods of asexual reproduction in lower organisms. We finished the plant, vegetative reproduction. Okay, beta? Bye. Bye to all of you.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, beta.